king, I am not a god, I am Humpty!
Hello and welcome Tano! I hope you enjoyed the Styanax gameplay against level cap. Now previously in Warframe we did a level cap Styanax build with Nourish. And as I promised, every time I take the same Warframe to level cap, it will be with different helmet ability to fit and meet most of the Thanos' different play style. It's a big project, but I'm working on it to take every Warframe in the game to level cap with every good helmet ability that I see fit. So, why we are making a new build for Styanax specifically? Because after the update Valis Undermined, he received a new augment to increase the critical damage on the enemies that you're hitting with the second ability. So, like, subscribe for more content. Let's go. And as always, we take beginners friendly approach for Thanos that are trying to learn about Styanax in a very nice, fast way to learn about him. Do not bore you to death. His passive. You increase your critical chance based on your shields. The more shields you have, the more critical chance you will have. Even overshield works. And it's doubled for spear gun. Okay, Ferox mains. Axios Javelin. You will throw a spear, impales enemy, creates a vortex to pull in enemies. There is many better abilities in the game that can pull in enemies. You got an augment, you will summon specters as well, and they will impale enemies, and also impale enemies to increase vortex duration by 5 seconds. Second ability, you hit an enemy with it, okay? You will summon the Tharros, which is the shield of Styanax. Swing Tharros to repel enemies and reduce their shields and armor. Styanax regenerate health for every enemy struck. Now you can armor strip enemies with this ability, which is a really powerful and amazing ability actually, and it's his helmet subsumable. It got an augment, which is the new one, Tharros Lethality. Increase critical damage by 100% on enemies you hit. You see, this is what I didn't read carefully when I saw the augment. On enemies you hit. It's not increase critical damage when you hit enemies or whatever. It's just like when you enemies you hit. Means the enemies you hit with this ability is the only enemies that will receive a critical damage increase. It is not a buff for you. Okay? So, critical damage bonus is doubled for spear gun. I thought it will be maybe a buff that remains for certain duration, but it's not. It's a debuff to increase critical damage on enemies. Simple as that. Or like a buff for you to increase critical damage on those enemies, but it doesn't really show as a buff. So technically, when you use this augment, the critical damage buff will work only on that enemies that you hit with this ability. Simple as that. Which I think they ruined the augment like that. Rally point. Draw enemies' attention on Styanax, so you bring aggro. So be careful when you use this one. Resolve uplifts him and nearby allies, regenerating squad energy over time. Styanax and his allies also regenerate shields for every kill assist they contribute. Really good, gives you energy, give you shields, really nice, and never take it off to subsume it for anything unless you have a better option in there to get you energy and shields. Now, final stand. Exude might and valor. Raise into in the air and throw barrage of Axios javelins. The javelins deal damage to nearby enemies. Whether they land, direct hit to enemies deal greater damage. Now here is the problem with this. This is a really nice ability, and actually, you know, it's like it works based on duration, but here is the thing. It can kill enemies, but I believe this ability is low to mid game. The reason is the augment. It has an amazing augment called Intrepid Stand. The Intrepid Stand, each javelin that damage an enemy grants 60 overguard to Styanax and 30 overguard to his allies within affinity range. Now it has a max, of course, now, not like before. So, the problem with this, at level cap, enemy will one-shot whatever overguard you're getting. And the problem with this ability is that when you're up in the sky, you are not invulnerable. You are vulnerable actually to damage. So, if we really jump to simulacrum really quick and show you exactly what I mean. But first we will equip the two augments, the Tharros, this one, and the Intrepid. Right, these two that we need for this showcase really quick. Okay, so I'll just unpause those enemies and I'll just go fourth ability immediately. Look at this. Okay, so you see that the overguard, how it goes. Look at this. Now my shield is out and I'm dead. Okay, so the moment you run out of energy or whatever, but this enemy is actually level 230. They don't actually like one shot the overguard. But let's do it one more time. I'm just gonna go near energy here, so you get it. Even if you have the best energy out there, you will still die. Just let's give it a second so the vulnerability. There you go. Overguard, you see over, I mean, this is level 230 enemies, and look at that. Look. Yes, you can keep rotating like this, but at level cap, it's not good. Low level, like for example, if we equip something to regenerate our shields, for example, if we equip Brief Respite, this is a way, guys, you learn how actually to build. Okay, so equip Brief Respite in there, so every time we cast the fourth ability, we actually get a bit shield back. Look at that. Now, you are good to go for low to mid game as you are shield gating. I'll explain that in a second. And you're getting overguard for 0.5 gating as well. And you can lock yourself like this. You can even use, for example, dispensary for the energy and so on, so on, so on. So, and you can use the arcane, the famous arcane for viral, which is this one. The Truculence. The Truculence. Okay? So let me show you what I mean exactly with Arcane Truculence. Alright? If you would pay attention here, you see every enemy here has like 10 stacks of viral because of the Truculence. Because we are proccing Overguard. See that? All of them has the viral. And it's really good and amazing when it comes to low and mid game. But for level cap, things are different. At level cap, look, we're just dead even on top of the energy. Even if you put a high casting speed and whatever, you'll still be dead. Enemies at level cap, they scale on EHP, so they will not die with this spears. It will take them forever. One. Secondly, their damage get a huge increase because they scale. Their damage also scale with their level. They will one-shot your overguard and they will one-shot your shield, and you will have only the gate available. It's not bad to have the overguard up from this fourth ability, but when you sneak on enemies, you know what I'm saying? Like you sneak on enemies, you get some overguard, it will help your survivability at level cap. That's what I do. But you're not going to rely on the fourth ability to kill enemies at level cap or any of that. Okay, hope this helps. Now, when it comes to the second ability, since we have the augment on, if I hit this guy, you see, I don't receive any buff. You see, I don't receive any buff up there, but like nothing. But for the game, this guy is going to receive more critical damage from my weapons and doubles for critical damage. Doubles for spear guns. Okay, simple as that. So that's the downside of this. And by the way, the second ability opens enemies for finishers in case you want to build Styanax maybe for crescendo or something like that. And as always, before I build my weapons and more frames, I rely on a method called the DVS. Following it, you will start making your own powerful builds without the need of anybody. D, how are you dealing damage? This guy is a damage dealer by weapons. You need weapons to deal damage. His kit is not capable of nuking or taking down level caps, not at the rate you would like. Now, V stands for how you proc 10 stacks of viral. Low to mid game, you can use the fourth ability with the augment and the truculence, whatever arcane it is, to proc viral. But for the end game, baby, it's not working because it's not something you can really rely on. As standing up in the air, shooting the spears may get you killed, as they will one-shot your overguard, they will one-shot your shields. I don't care how much you have, until the E, maybe one day rework the EHP, so our EHP scales based on enemy's level, and then we can talk about damage reduction, we can talk about shields, overguard, health tanking, and all that kind of stuff. S stands for stripping enemy's armor. Easy to understand. His second ability is the one that's gonna do that for us. Now, if you don't like my methods, you can always check the sheet right here I prepared. You can try different style maybe if you want. That's totally up to you. Now, if you want and insist to remove his second ability for another ability, I highly recommend Smite, which will armor strip and will remove overguard from enemies. That's the, for example, the helmet ability, I would replace the second ability if I really want to, for some reason, to keep the javelin to like vortex enemies. But other than that, I don't think so. And it doesn't make sense putting Smite here and putting this one in here, two stripping in it. It doesn't work good, honestly. So, when it comes to the build, starting first with the archon shards. Now, I'll be running one ability duration, two ability duration for like Crimson Archon Shards Tau Forced. Then we're running two Violet Archon Shards, increasing melee critical damage when energy is over 500. The damage boost is doubled. And then this one will be for ability strength. Okay, so the previous build was this one. We used Nourish. You already know it is in the channel. And here is an option for you so you can pick which one you really like. Second build we're doing today is this one. They are pretty much and almost the same, because that's the same approach we are going for this guy. The difference is this one has more duration, this one has less duration. So technically, if you took my build previously from Nourish, and all you need to do is take off Ogre Message and you be good to go, because this is the way it is. It's just different style, and this style is more towards melee weapons. Talking about close range melee weapons or glaives, it doesn't matter, whatever melee weapon you want. Now, brief respite to understand that why we're using it, you need to understand shield gating. Now, Warframe, not like any other game, when you receive a fatal blow, you don't die. You first lose your shield, and you become invulnerable, and that's the gate phase. That invulnerability duration is affected by how much shields you have. 1150 shields is 2.5 seconds invulnerability, which is the max for all the Warframes except Hilden. He can go for 3 seconds, and he and his teammates. Now, if you don't regenerate your shield back with an ability, for example his third ability or pillage or whatever, okay, enemies get access to your HP and you're dead. So shield gating is technically getting back your shields before the gate finish. Simple as that. And one more thing, why we take things to level cap, not as a show off guys, but to ensure that we take down enemies at their maximum and their prime AHP. AHP mean their shield, overguard and health, and of course tanking them and surviving at their prime damage output, because they scale on damage output as well. Enemies at level cap, they're not only HP and blah blah, it's actually damage increase. Now, that's brief respite. Prime sure-footed is not necessary, because if you play low to mid game. Now, low to mid game, you'll be good with final stand, as you will get overguard. Overguard will prevent you from falling down and all that kind of stuff. But when you proceed to level cap, you will not be always casting final stand. You can use secondary fortifier, you'll be good to go. Or you can use Unairu, but my favorite, if you don't have prime sure-footed because it's locked behind a login reward, I would highly recommend that you use the handspring, this one right here. Faster knockdown recovery. If not, you can use the normal sure-footed. If not, you can use whatever you want in there, whatever you feel comfortable with, until the maybe make it in Baruki tier, and that will help a lot of Thanos. Is it necessary? No. Do you want to have it? Yeah, why not? Because it will save you a lot, because you don't want to get knocked down at enemies at level cap. Low to mid game, take it off. You don't need it. Okay? When I say low to mid game, is your daily basis, whatever level you're reaching on Steel Path. Now, Interpede stand for the overguard, it will help us a lot in survivability. I know when you are on 4th ability, you're not invulnerable or whatever, but it helps. It helps. In certain situations, it helps. Okay, so that's why I keep it, and it is nice. It is nice to save you from statue stuff and whatever. But if you really don't like it, you can take it off and replace it with, and keep it for low to mid game with the Translucence Arcane, and you can use secondary fortifier on your secondary weapon. Continuity for duration, flow for energy, redirection for shield capacity. We're hitting big time shields. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. And with the third ability, you're gonna get a lot of shields. Rolling guard for bad situations. You don't want a Frax and a Nullifier or a Kuvatar Kanyar kicking you out. It really gets complicated in certain time, especially when there is a Shock Eximus behind you. He will beat you at shield gating game. Your energy will run faster than his DPS. And I hope DE fixes that Shock Eximus, because he's really tough an enemy. Emberland, I think of him like a mini boss. Intensify for strength, Transfortitude for strength and minor duration, Tharros Lethality, increase critical damage by 100% on enemies you hit. Critical damage bonus is doubled for gun. Now, it is really nice if it was a buff, but for me, maybe I will just take it off and put back my stuff, but who cares? You'll be armor stripping enemies with Tharros Strike. Why not increase your critical damage to them? So I will keep it for now. Arcane Aegis is your friend and the one that will save you millions of times. What it does? Now, to understand what Aegis does and how good it is, when you receive damage in your shields in Warframe, you actually can't regenerate shields. It's impossible. And when you lose all your shields, you will need 4 seconds to start regenerating. And if you lose part of your shield, you will need 1 second to start regenerating. So, part 1 second, full 4 seconds, taking damage, you don't regenerate shields. Arcane Aegis doesn't care about any of that. Arcane Aegis will regenerate your shields even you're taking damage. Arcane Aegis doesn't care about anything. And when it triggers, there is no stop, baby. You will regenerate shields. You will not be dead, ever. Nothing can kill you, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, Arcane Energize obviously for energy, and you're pretty much good to go. Now, for this, we can pick, for example, Pathokist, we can pick Glaive, we can pick Falcor, we can pick anything. I don't know what to pick, guys, for you for today, but let's try something different than the Glaive. Go the Pathokist, and we're gonna take this build right here with melee exposure. All right, so the way to play this is really simple, and since you guys love Manik, the Dakar Manik, as they have the highest EHP right now in Simulacrum, they are similar to level cap actually, so but they are not level cap because their damage output is not scaled at level cap, and these guys, they will be higher at level cap, but we don't have these guys at level cap, but they are, let's say, they have the highest EHP on Simulacrum. That's how I put it. So now we cast the first ability, which is Wrathful Advance from Kullervo, and then the second ability, boom, now we armor stripped all these guys. You see that? That's really good stuff. Third ability always active, and then we can use the fourth ability, and you can actually look here that we are capable of maybe killing those guys, but it is very slow. Okay, so this gives you the perfect indicator why the fourth ability will not take down enemies at level cap at the speed you want. Okay, so let's take this out, and that's the fourth ability shown. Let's remove heavy corrupted. We put the Manik as before. Boom, boom. Now this is the guys again. All right, hello guys, here we go. We armor strip them, and we increase the critical damage on them for like 12 seconds, and here you go, and that's them gone. All right, 76 million. You would love that, wouldn't you? Now again, since we have now everything we need, now to put this to the max, look at that. I mean, we're not joking around at all here. Look at that. You see, this guy, as I said, he is a weapon platform. Now we can juice this up, for example, by making Pseudo Prime proc viral for us. Okay, and so they are viral cooked. And as I said, Manik is really, I mean, if you know what Manik is, I did my researches, and Manik is really tough bastards, honestly. So now let's proc our Pseudo. Now they have the 10 stacks of viral, and now they are full DVS. Check this out. I mean, they will not ever survive this. I mean, it's just insane. 99 million. This is not a joke. Okay, we can try, for example, a different glaive. I know a lot of Thanos would love to see that. Some Thanos already skipped the video. Oh, Exoris, of course. When Exoris, like a lot of Thanos, and this is the build. Now you're getting, you see now in this video, it's a bit long, but you're getting different builds. Now you got the Exoris build as well. So you don't have to watch the video, actually. Here we go. Putting this one in. And let's try Exoris, because a lot of Thanos loves Exoris. Look at that. Boom. 28 million. Easy. And glaive, and so. Now the new augment, does it worth it? I would say 50-50. Depends if you want it. Me, I like it. It's not bad. Maybe I use it, maybe not. I haven't decided yet. I'm like still not decided about this augment. I hope the rework it a little bit so it become actually a buff for you to increase your critical damage, but they're worried if they do that, maybe they will like give you extra buff, makes you more powerful. So as always, let me know in the comments below what you think about today's video. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, join my Discord link in the description. Special thanks to Hall of members, special VIPs, and the speed donator, and Hall of donations, and everyone in my community. And I'll see you guys on the next video.